Hey, and welcome to another episode of Build, Guide, and Gameplay for League of Legends Champions. In this one, we're going to run Vayne as an AD carry in the bottom lane, and we're going to run her under the skin of Dragon Slayer. For runes, for any kind of AD carry, people usually take greater quintessences of lifesteal. They take greater seals of armor, all of them the same. Um, Greater marks of either armor penetration or just greater marks of attack damage. And finally, greater glyphs of scaling magic resistance. Now, because Vayne it uses a kind of kit that allows her to deal extra damage with more basic attacks, greater marks of attack speed would also be very beneficial for her, as well as someone like Twitch. For masteries, we're going to run a 21, 9, and 0, going straight down the middle and getting some of the sidearms here and there. For her items, we're going to start with Berserker Greaves. And later on, we're going to get either the Furor or the Alacrity, depending on who we're verse and depending on what exactly we're being supported with. Our first buy is going to be the Blade of the Ruined King. We're going to be going from a Vampiric Scepter into a Bilgewater Cutlass, into more attack speed, into the Blade of the Ruined King. Next up, we're going to get the Phantom Dancer. From there, you could either go into Armor Penetration and get a Last Whisper, or you could get an Infinity Edge and deal tons more damage and crit. If you're against a lot of magical damaging opponents, then you're going to want to get a Mercurial Scimitar, giving you attack damage, also making you very resistant, and giving you an active that helps you get out of stuns, debuffs, any kind of thing like that. Another one would also be if they have a lot of poke, then a Banshee's Veil would be very beneficial for a Kaelin ult, a Ziggs ult, a Xerath, a Nidalee Spear, stuff like that. And the basic defensive option for any AD carry is really a Guardian Angel. Um, some people choose to get a Static Shiv on her. I'm already starting with Boots, so that, and with her Q being max second, I feel as though she already has enough mobility, because when she was in season 2 and 3, she was actually an AD carry and the sole AD carry who people purchased Boots of Swiftness for. Now that's no longer the build. So I also feel like Static Shiv would not be what you would want. If you need some kind of tenacity, then Zephyr or Zephyr, however you say it, would also be a very good item. Um, some people put a Warmogs. I just said it to say it. Um, let's see what else would be a good suggestible item. I guess we could also throw a Hex Shrink in there. I wouldn't really recommend it though. Really depends who you're verse. Um, Not a Yomu's Ghost Blade. Black Cleaver would probably be overkill with her W, but uh, I'm gonna have to say no. Okay. A Bloodthirster is also very, very good on her. If you rather have sustain over the extra damage from the Infinity Edge. Trinity Force is, if you want to get Alacrity Boots and then get the bonus from this when you basic attack, then sure, go for it, but it's not really what Vayne's all about. You don't need health, you don't need mana on her. She's supposed to be just a damage, damage, damage dealer. And that's pretty much it. So that's it for items. Spells we're going to run, since patch 4.6, we're going to go with a Flash and a Heal. You may also choose the before patch 4.6 Flash and Barrier. However, Heal's just way better. Ignite would be okay, but yeah. I wouldn't go for it. Exhaust, depending on your support, they might want to grab it. I wouldn't really consider grabbing it for yourself. And I guess cleanse could also be up there, but I still feel as though heal is the best because of the amount of health you are healed, the 30% movement speed to get out of bad situations, especially going very well with Vayne purchasing boots, possibly as an early buy, and having a Q, which she gets level 2, to be very mobile as an AD carry. Hey guys, how's it going? So, you want to know how to play Vayne? Well, Vayne is a very, very good AD carry. Um, she is much shorter range than, say, a Caitlyn, and stuff like that. So in this game specifically, I actually got counter picked. I was versus a Caitlyn, and a Caitlyn usually is supposed to stomp a Vayne in most cases. That's what I would say. So since we're at the beginning of the game, there are many ways you can first buy for Vayne. You can either go Boots of Speed for potions. You can either go Adorn's Blade and potion. Um, As well as that, you can also take the regular attack blade, and I think it's 3 or 2 potions. Um, I usually just go with the Dorn's blade or the potion or the boots and the 4 potions. Because Vayne is a mobile AD carry and because her Q is very good at level 2, I would I chose to start boots specifically more or less also because I was versus a Caitlyn, and if I ever needed to dodge her net or her peacemaker, I could have the mobility to do so, and once I hit level 2 I would also have my Q on top of that, so for extra mobility to dodge all the harass from this Caitlyn. So what I chose to take was flash and heal. Post, I think patch 4.6 or something like that, heal is just overpowered. It gives the movement speed you need. But here I was gonna try and catch out this Orianna, but as you noticed, she had already backed, and I was way too late, and took a turret hit for no reason because I'm a badass like that. So the teams are our Malzahar mid versus a Ziggs, Vayne versus Caitlyn, Aatrox versus a Gragas, Nautilus versus a Soraka, which is my support, and thus Nocturne versus Orianna. Um, Noticed an Orianna was in there and I kind of laughed. So here I got a little bit caught out, so I try to stay with the team so I don't get focused, and that manages to waste Caitlyn's flash. Now I have to make sure not to get hit like that, so I have to go around. Now I'm about to get trapped by these two, so what I do is just try to pray that I don't have to waste my summoners. I use my heal, and I notice this Orianna is out of place, so my team follows up perfectly well, and I got the first blood. Now we're in a better position, and the Caitlyn and Soraka don't want to get caught out, but I also don't want to take a peacemaker to the face, so we're just gonna go back to lane. Our team's ahead. We got first blood, right? I got that extra money. I plan on building boots first because you're gonna level up. You're gonna max out your W, and your W procs every third basic attack you hit on the same champion or minion. That gives you a nice harass. But because I'm versus a Caitlyn, she can outrange me, she can outsiege me, and I really just have to wait for Nautilus to take the first basic before I can get a double basic onto Caitlyn. That's the only really real way that I could out damage her in the harass. Especially considering I'm already low health from that fight we had in the jungle. I'm just gonna farm a little bit. So now Nautilus goes for Soraka. We're just gonna harass a bit. I don't want to be too much because this Caitlyn can outdo me. And like that, you want to dodge as many peacemakers and nets as possible. And I missed that harass. I mean, CS. What else can I go about? So, Vayne is like Twitch. You want to get attack speed. And like that, we got the first kill. Not too sure we're going to get the second here. Nope, but I still take a turret hit for no absolute reason because I'm a little antsy to get the double kill. The beginning is usually your crucial place where you want to make the least mistakes, because if you get ahead, making mistakes won't cost you as much because you'll have that extra damage, HP, and all the other stats to probably, sum up defending you or, whoops, It'll help that mistake seem a lot less like a mistake. But being same stats, being same levels, early game is really where you don't want to make those mistakes. Mid game's alright for mistakes. You're gonna make any. Late game, you make a mistake, you might just lose the game. Especially if they make a mistake and I'm able to take the base or inhib out, that ulti on Vayne will just destroy any kind of objectives. So here I stunned her into the base, into the wall, but now let's pull her back. So I want to stay back, stay in the forest, not to take any kind of damage, but Nautilus seems to want to stay ahead of me, not take any damage from me, and I managed to go down with the trap and a basic from Caitlyn. So I guess Nautilus just wanted to play safe and make it out alive, but honestly, if I was supporting, I would have taken the hit, and I would have warded that bush as well. And even taken the trap, because Nautilus has a W that just adds that defense, adds health, and he can be a tanky meat shield. So at this point, we have Berserker Greaves, so a lot of attack speed, some extra damage from the longsword, and another dagger. Well, the dagger builds the Berserker Greaves, but yeah, so my first dagger. We are going for the Blade of the Ruined King. It works perfectly well in sync with Vayne because of the attack speed and giving her W more chance to proc, and the passive from it just works so well with the true damage from the W. We'll just get rid of all of that. So right now my team's ahead. I think, yeah, I have 2 of the 4 kills. When you see late game, I end up carrying this game, but I'm not too sure if we noticed this Orianna over here trying to sneak up on me. But as soon as I seen her, I hit her right into the wall because she messed up big time. So I want to try and get some damage on her because she can't do very much because she's pretty low mana. So even if she tried anything, it wouldn't work out. So I'm going to hit her over the trees, harass some more. I'm out of mana, but she has a limited range of her ball because I know her a lot as a champion, and here she's getting herself out of place. She's going to take a lot of minion damage. She's going to take a Q from Nautilus, and she's going to take my basic attack straight to the face and get destroyed. Now I'm 3-1. Also pretty equal with Gragas for CS. Their top lane has the most CS, but I'm not basic attacking very well here. So we notice Nocturne coming in. Nautilus drops the exhaust. We're not going to be able to get her because she flashed and netted away. And I'm going to take a Peacemaker to face over. Just going to play safe and back up. I'm just going to farm this up and then I'm going to back. And nice enough, these 2 guys here know that the farm should be mine. I'm not getting taxed by Nocturne, so that keeps me ahead. And Nautilus isn't taking any of my CS as well, so that's really good. So we're just going to back. Go back to lane. What are we at? This is ×2. Okay, back in lane. I now have a Vampiric Skipper and another dagger. So that's going to let me get a lot more basics off with proccing my W more often, also getting a lot more lifesteal sustain. So now I'm probably a little bit more sustaining than this Caitlyn. I don't want to go in the net, in the bush, because I'm going to get trapped. So I'm just kind of doing basic attacks, taking steps forward, doing basic attacks, taking more steps forward, and that's all we can really do, to be honest. But now they're so low, they're going to have to back. I'm going to be able to free farm this entire minion wave. Now we just have to be careful for a gank, but Nocturne seems to be juggling very well. So we seem pretty safe here. I think Nautilus is going to ward at this point pretty deep so that we have a lot more range and safety. Yeah, he wards right in front of Dragon, as you can see. So level 6, I now have my ultimate. So the trick is because it has invisibility, if you can get it before Caitlyn, then that's good. But if not, you really have to use your ult and Q to be in sync to either properly stun Caitlyn into a wall or dodge a lot of the crap that she throws, like her net and Peacemaker, and not get caught in a trap. That's for sure. Because a good Caitlyn should be able to trap you, net you, and Peacemaker you, and then just destroy you with basics, get you low, and ulti you from afar. So here I'm in a bad place. I'm going to take her net and a Peacemaker. Hit her right into the turret. She takes not only the damage initially, but also damage by hitting that turret, gets stunned. It's also kind of playing a little bit of a mind game as well, and I'm a low mana, but playing the mind game is, you can't always just, you got to be somewhat show that you're aggressive, but you can't be too aggressive, because if you're too aggressive, then you're just going to get caught out of place way too often. You're going to be focused way too much, being aggressive, you're going to get ganked by the jungler. And that's a thing, right? A good jungler is always going to be looking at the map. They're always going to be watching out where to gank, where the lanes are about to be pushed and stuff like that. So you want to be careful. And also when I back up, I don't want to be caught by this net in the back here. Not the net, the trap that Caitlyn has. So right now I just want to farm, get some mana back, get some health back. Especially considering we're against a Soraka and a Caitlyn. That sustain is ridiculous. Here I eat another crap. So we're going to go a little hard. Nautilus ulties. I notice he's going to go down. I flash. I ult. I heal him. Give him a little bit of sustain so he can be my meat shield a little more so that I could win this fight with Caitlyn. Now, I might just die to this Soraka, but the point is I have a lot of sustain and daggers. Attack speed, sorry. So I stay out of the range of Soraka's Q, not taking any. Also hitting minions for life. Can't get hit by this trap on the ground. And I notice she's back away, so I can sustain and farm. So currently I sit at 4-1 and 0, 59 minions, the most on my team, behind Ziggs on the enemy team. Ziggs is pretty easy to farm though. He's got a lot of mana sustainability with the Affians and Holy Grail, and the AoE damage he has with his W, E, and Q. If he wants to ult a whole minion wave, well, that just puts him way ahead. Alright, so currently sitting back, coming back to lane, max out my health potions, Bilgewater Cutlass, a bunch of daggers for that attack speed so I can proc out my W as much as I wish. Build the Blade of the Ruined King after. See, I was a little sketchy to be honest of having Nautilus as my support, but he's, from the first initial mistake he made in the bush, he's definitely stopped making mistakes. He's turned out to be a very good meat shield for me. Caitlyn seems to hit him a little bit. He takes the traps for me so I don't get caught out. I'm a little bit aggressive there for the amount of low health I have. So I proc about 3 potions. Gonna wait a little bit. I'm not too sure if at this point I've chatted to my Nocturne to say like, hey, they're pushing. You probably should be coming bottom soon. We could be turning this stuff around. But Caitlyn's all by herself, so I'm going to hit her down. Nautilus is going to use his ulti. I'm going to ult. I'm going to hit her into the wall. Going to kill her. Going to notice that she's going into the bush. So if I don't get in the bush, I won't have vision. She might out-damage me. So now I'm staying away from the Soraka. She heals, but I have enough damage to take her out. And my W ends up proccing, dishing out a shit ton and just killing her right there. So even though I was like half health when we started that fight, the CC we had with Nautilus, the dodging some of the crap, not being focused by the minions because Nautilus initially started the fight and got focused by the minions, so he was able to take all that extra damage. I went ahead and stayed in vision of Caitlyn, and that prevented me from losing that fight. And somehow I could manage to get a double kill. So this Orianna could have got caught by my Condemn, but I had no mana, and honestly, she should have went around. I don't know why she came in the lane like that, but it's not up to me. Oh my god, if we would have hit that. And she wasted her ultimate. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, that's unfortunate for her, for them. So here I'm sitting ahead of minions in this. I'm sitting ahead in kills. The only thing is their Ziggs is really destroying me in farm. He's got 17 farm ahead of me. So here I can kind of free farm. They're going to come back to lane full health. I'm going to be low in mana. Nautilus is going to be 2/3 of health. So that means we have to harass a lot. Oh yeah, I think I'm going to backbait. But it ends up not working, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, there it is. They're going to attack me. I'm gonna hit them a bit. End up focusing Soraka. For some reason, Caitlyn likes to focus Nautilus. I don't know why. Dodging that Caitlyn Peacemaker. Nautilus needs to be a little bit careful because he's pretty low health, and no matter what, you know, the range and the damage Caitlyn has and the passive she has just makes her really potent. So, like right now, she could definitely free hit Nautilus if she netted in Peacemaker and got 2 basics off. So we scare them with the Nocturne ulti, but we're not going to go in. I just want to farm. I like my lead. I like where I am. We're under the turret. We're safe, right? Good boy, now let's take all them traps. Alright, so he's going ham. He's going with the ulti. I don't know why. This seems very, very aggressive for the amount of health we have. But I have so much sustain. I am hidden in the bush, right? They have no vision on me, so I can take out the support like nothing. I'm going to hit her into the wall, I think. Oh, I didn't even have to. I didn't even have to condemn her. I had no mana anyway, but I was able to get her with the basic attack, and I thought she was going to get out of range and net as well. So I ended up flashing, but she didn't have time because the W procced, and my damage was just crazy. That last hit was just a shit ton of damage. So here we'll be able to buy the Blade of the Ruined King, taking out HP percentages with my basics, which is just going to be retarded once I proc every third basic attack with my W, which is my Silver Bolts. So currently I sit at level 10. I have 3 points in my Q, 5 points in my W, 1 point in Condemn, and 1 point in my ulti. Condemn's the thing, you know, it doesn't do that much damage. Just this there, the stun. Your damage comes out of your W, your Q, and your ulti. Your ulti though is, if you have attack speed off start, then you're gonna be in such a good place. Here I notice I get caught a little bit, so I'm just gonna attack the Orianna, focusing her off of me. Now I'm taking a lot of damage from Caitlyn, so I have to be careful. I'm missing that Peacemaker, which is really good. Now 3 of them are coming, so I'm just gonna harass a bit, but I don't want to get too low because Caitlyn could ulti me, and there it is. Not able to kill me. Orianna's gonna go around. I can see her with my minions for a little bit, so I'm just gonna continue in. I wanted to maybe turn this around, but you know what? There's way too, like, I only have like under 200 health. Let's not bother. I'm just gonna back. Now I'm gonna be able to get my Blade of the Ruined King and a Zeal buy right here. Another dagger. That attack speed is really well on Vayne. A long sword and 4 health potions. Currently at 18 minutes in the game. I am at 8, 1, and 0. 100 minions. Minions are alright, but I'm kill fed, so. Here I get a little bit caught out. Hit Gragas off of me. Managed to ulti. Turn that fight around onto the, whatever you call it. Here, I don't want to die. I dodged the Q from Gragas, maining, and also, having a invisible Q, I think. I'm not too sure if it's invisible, but I did dodge him with the Q and the bush on the side there. So now we can turn this fight around. Can't be too aggressive. I almost got caught by a Peacemaker to take damage from Caitlyn, but I think that's going to be it. We're just going to farm the minion wave. Wow, they had a ward here. I didn't even notice. Oh, yeah, this is awesome. Condemn him into the wall because I dodged his E, Q'd it to the side, condemned him into the wall, and he just got smothered by bullets of joy. Here I feel like I'm too far back, so I'm not going to bother joining this fight. I'm just going to take out the traps, and now I'm going to farm. End up taking this turret like nothing. Hit her into a stun. Nautilus could stun her with the basic attack that he has off his passive. Now Malzahar flash ults, and she is going to be destroyed. Now, noticing that us 3 are here, Ziggs is going to be coming around. but I could not see him until he went onto this ward. Now he's going to start blue, which honestly is not the greatest position because we could be pushing. Our guy is counter jungling. Their jungle is coming in, right? So he's in a bad spot, but I managed to fuck this up by going in, not realizing he is there. He flashes, he gets away. I'm getting focused by these two. My support's out of place. I'm trying to run away. I get over the wall, but I'm still stunned, and I get killed by the Q. If I would have maybe moved away from the wall, hit a minion, gone around, right, gain some health from the Wraith or something, come back in the fight, I might have been able to. But we still managed to turn this fight around because Nocturne gets a double kill. Flashes for it, and the red buff takes it. Now he's got to run away. But there's a Caitlyn, right? So I don't think it's going to manage to get away. And he ults for no apparent reason and dies. Malzahar is in a bad spot because he's going to have to get out. I think that's my second death. I only died twice this game, so you will not be seeing any more deaths from me. Let's get out here. Alright, so keep my potions up, get a Phantom Dancer, harass the heck out of Soraka in my lane. Just go back to defending the turret and farming. Malzahar is kind of trying something here, gonna maybe get the Caitlyn, deal some damage. Nope, he misses, they get away. So now with the Blade of the Rune King, the Phantom Dancer, the extra damage from the Longsword, I'm dealing a shit ton, proccing my W all the time. Taking a lot of health out as well with the passive of the Blade of the Rune King. So a lot of HP percentage and true damage being taken out from Vayne now. The only problem is that Caitlyn's longer range, right? She crits as well with her passive, so gotta be careful. So here I noticed that they popped over one of our wards, so I think they're gonna come and try and steal. I noticed the Orianna get out of place, I condemn her into the wall, I ulti, I slow her with my Blade of the Rune King, and I take her out, just like that. Now Soraka is trying to get away, and so is Caitlyn, but we won't be able to do anything. And my team continues to try and just maybe make some kind of play, but I want to be safe, right? And I want to get this minion wave in so we can actually do something to the turret, because objectives are all that matter. You could end the game 5-0, and it doesn't even matter about the kills. It matters about the objectives, because what are you killing? The Nexus. That's what wins you games, not kills. Well, kills help, right? But more importantly, they don't. But they do. Now I dodge out with the flash, kill the guy, he doesn't do enough damage. I sustained well in that fight with also dodging some of the skills with the Q. More importantly, I'm alive! I'll just sustain off this Wraith in the jungle. Now I noticed that Malzahar is in a bad spot. He could be getting focused by the minions soon because he's attacking a champion, but they get out of the range, so that's really beneficial for Malzahar. Now I take a couple hits for Malzahar, and he gets the kill. Over the wall. Damn, she moved out of my condemn. And now they're regrouping, they're going to come defend this turret, so there's no point to be here, especially since we're only 2. Malzahar's half health. I'm 1/3 mana, right? So that'll be all, donkey. That'll be all. So instead of getting the Infinity Edge, I rushed the Last Whisper. A lot of armor pen. That's going to help me so much with the true damage, the HP percentage from the Blade of the Rune King, my W proc. It's just going to do tons of damage, even though I don't have a Trinity Force. So joining up the middle here, I'll farm up this. Come across in the jungle because look who's sitting on a ward, Mr. Ziggs. Hit him into the wall, ulti. Kill him. I heal. I just get out of range because Gragas messes up his ulti even though I queued. I'm going to wait a bit, make it look like I left. Come around. Kill Gragas. Go into the thing. Dodge out. Nautilus stays in the bush giving me vision. She's tired of following me, so she dodged the ball, hit her into the wall, and kill her. But because Nautilus stayed and kept vision in the bush, it definitely ended up working out in my favor. And I get a double kill.
Purple team's turret has been destroyed.
Dragon Slayer Vayne is so nice. Yeah, I like, that's probably my favorite skin for Vayne. So here we're going to be taking the turret. Aatrox is going to be forcing them top, almost take the inhib. They realize, oh shit, we lost. So they forfeited. I end up ending the game 17-2-2, 163 minions. So I was basically, excuse me, um, fed by kills. I have 17 out of the 35 of our team's kills. So, you know, definitely AD carried in this game. Next item was going to be an Affinity Edge. Because if you notice, they have a lot of magical damage. A Mercurial Scimitar or a Guardian Angel would have been a beneficial item, as well as a Banshee's Veil. If you want the damage, though, then the Mercurial Scimitar. If you want to be more tanky, then the Banshee's Veil to negate, say, an ulti from Orianna, an ulti from Caitlyn, an ulti from Ziggs, even an ulti from Gragas. If you didn't want to die and you were very good at moving, then using your Q after a GA to lifesteal in a fight might have been very good. So the GA is definitely a beneficial item. It's good for any AD carry, to be honest. But in the defensive options, Mercurial Scimitar would have been very, very good as a choice just because of the team composition. They only had one, which was their AD carry, which was physical. So I think that covers everything. Yeah, that's it for this episode of Build Guide and Gameplay. I hope to see you guys next time. I'm going to try my best to make more of these because I've been on a very long break with this series and these kinds of guides because of school. But I hope to make a lot more, have them in ranked matches, and all that kind of funky jazz. So I will see you guys later.